is Shakera Williams, and I am an author and a blogger. I decided to get on here today to encourage someone. I want people to know, or someone to know, that you can overcome. You can make it. You can overcome anything that you've gone through. Over the course of my life, I've been through a lot. I've had ups and I have had downs. But no matter what, God was always there for me. We can't do life without God. God is who wakes us up in the morning, gives us life each and every day. The same way He did when He breathed breath into Adam and gave Adam life. He gives us life every day. Alarm clocks go off, but sometimes people are already gone before that alarm clock has time to go off. And I just want to encourage someone that you can overcome with God. You can overcome with God on your side. It also takes effort on our part to build a relationship with Him so that He organizes our life and helps us to grow and mature as Christians. And even if you're not a Christian, God is still there for you because He loves all His children. He loves all His children. Even when we're deep down in sin, He still loves us. He still sheds and shines His grace upon us because that's the kind of God that He is. He's not looking for perfection. The same way when Jesus was on the earth, He wasn't looking for perfection. He went to those who were broken, had various ailments and diseases, were deep down and sin. Jesus wasn't looking for perfection when He was walking this earth. He was looking to set people free, and that's what God is looking to do. He's looking to set people free. And my question to you is, when are you going to make the change? When are you going to make the shift? When are you going to decide that you want better? We have 10 more months, really about 11 more months, because Fairway has just begun. When are you going to decide to get on that scale and figure out, where do I want to start? Set a goal for yourself to lose weight. And no matter what you've gone through, you can still start over. You can start that business. You can write that book. You can start that YouTube channel. You can encourage someone. You can be a part of your church ministry. You can start your own ministry. You can go back to school. You can do it all. Because the word says that all things are possible with God. We are limited. We, as individuals, we're limited, but God is omnipresent and He's not limited. We can do anything we want to do with Him. It doesn't mean that you won't have challenges. It doesn't mean that when you embark on the road or journey that you're going on, that there won't be bumps and bruises and topsy-turvy along the way. But the reality is, that's a part of it. Even Jesus' journey, He was met with many different things. It wasn't a perfect journey. He Himself was perfect, but His journey was not. His journey was not perfect. To get us to be able to be deep down in sin and not be like the Old Testament, one-on-one with God. And when we have someone, our high priest, that intercedes for us, that pleads our case and gives us that second chance. He died so that we could be free. He died so that we could be liberated. I don't know what you're going through. I know that life is hard. I know that the pandemic has came upon us and it has shooken up a lot of people. And people are still being affected. But the truth of the matter is, God is still in it. There are people who have started businesses, have started ministries, have built organizations, and done all kinds of different things. You may feel like, that's not me, I can't do that. Yes, you can. You got to start somewhere. You got to make a change. Even if your journey is to get healthy, go to a doctor or whatever, you can do that. Even if your journey is to get your mental health in order, see a therapist, figure out how can you be a better person. Whatever your journey is, God is with you in it. I decided to do this video to encourage someone, to help someone to know that God is with you. You can do anything you want to do with Him. If you're in an unhealthy relationship, you don't have to depend on that person anymore. It may take go through some hard places to get out of it, but you can. You can, whether you're a man or a woman that's in an unhealthy relationship. You don't have to remain stuck there. Whether it's family or whatever it may be, you do not have to remain stuck in an unhealthy relationship. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have your kids seeing you hurt and broken, or seeing arguments, or you don't have to stay in that. God doesn't want you to stay in that. He doesn't. He doesn't want you to stay that way in an unhealthy relationship. Whether you're married or not, He doesn't want you to stay in that. God doesn't want us to be bound by anybody or anything for that matter. He doesn't want that. If you're struggling with addiction, you can overcome that. If it's going to mean that you're going to have to change your circle, if you're going to have to commit to rehab, if you're going to have to commit to an AA meeting or AA meetings, you have to make that decision. You can do it. There's so many inspirational people out here today that you can listen to. The market is open for us to be fed different ways. Yeah, there's good and bad content, but there's stuff out there to motivate you, to keep you focused. There's stuff out there. You have to decide to tap into it. Tap in. We all have to start somewhere. The journey is long, and sometimes the journey is hard, but the reality is we can overcome. God chose you today to come onto this message and be encouraged. No matter what life looks like, no matter how hard it's been, before, during, or even after, as we go into the after stages of the pandemic, God is still able. He's still a good father to us. He's sustaining you right now. It may be small and you may not have an abundance right now, but it doesn't mean that he can't give it to you later on. God is a God that loves, cares, and sustains us each and every day. Some big and some small. He protects us when we're on the dangerous highways and we make it home. We're not bruised or broken or killed out there on the highway. Even though, many of us have been in car accidents and all those different types of things. But God is still God. Even in a hard place, even when it's rough. Just a little over a year, I was couch surfing. That's what I was doing. I really had nowhere to go. As you look at this video behind me, this is where God brought me to my own place. And it was hard to get to this point. But I want to tell somebody, you can do it with God. I never thought I would be in that situation. A master's degree and all those different things, none of that mattered. But I needed to go through that so I could tell someone, God is real, because God brought me out of that. He used people, but he willed himself down to me and spoke to me in my ear, told me exactly what to do. And I was obedient to what he said. And I'm in a healthy situation. It's not perfect. No situation is perfect. Every situation has its negative or drawbacks. But the reality is I did it with God. I was angry and all these different types of things. I was frustrated. I was asking God why and how. How did I end up going house to house, sleeping on the couch? I was upset. But the reality is, if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be able to tell someone that. I wouldn't be able to tell someone that God is a redeemer, a healer, a restorer, that he's all those different things. So I just want to pray. And I have resources out there, blog. I'm going to put that in the description box below. My blog, my books, and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to buy anything. That's not what I'm on here for. I'm truly on here to encourage. If you decide to do, that's fine, but that's not what I'm here for. I want somebody to be encouraged. I want somebody to know that you can overcome. You can overcome these hard places that you're going through. Don't give up. It's one day at a time and one step at a time. That's all we get. We only get one day. We get 24-hour period. We don't get tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised to us. We only get today. Today, that's all we have. Tomorrow's not promised. If it comes, it's a blessing. We see it. That's a good thing. For anybody struggling with finances, there are resources out there. If you're a member of a bank, you can always walk into the bank, make an appointment, and talk to someone. And they can create a plan for you. A lot of banks do have that. They have that. If you're a member of a bank, you can do that. There's financial institutions where you live. If anybody's familiar with Edward Jones, that's one out there. There are apps that'll help you with it. Wherever you are at, God has resources. We live in a digital world now. There's so much out there. I'm going to put a few links in my descriptions, things that I've used. I used the Mint app to actually build up my credit. So there's a lot of different stuff. For those of you who are more at home and feel like you don't really have an outlet, of course I'm African American, so some of the resources that I may give maybe lean more to that. but I'll try to pull for some other things as well. I'll look and try to pull for some other resources, because right now there are a lot of virtual groups out there for men and women. For those of you who are kind of more in the house, working from home, and just don't feel like you have an outlet, there's so many resources on YouTube as well, as far as trying to get healthy, that's free and affordable for you, depending on where you're at financially. There's a lot of stuff out there. But I'll post some links in my bio. And I do want to end with a prayer. And I just want to say, dear God, whoever's watching this video, I pray that they be encouraged. I pray that they be set free.